How's it going out there? James here. Um, I saw a video recently and I had to get a chance to make a video on it. And it was the one video discussion and viewpoint of, Mr. Louis Farrakhan and that DJ Vlad situation. You know, I don't know if any of you heard about that. That he said something really not so nice about Mr. Louis Farrakhan, Minister. Um, and this is my opposition about. I heard both sides of the story. Uh, I learned this a long time ago, and it rings true to this day. You have to, because I used to have a tendency to try to see people that you can. There's certain people you have to watch what you say stuff to. Um, you can't tell everybody, even if you from the streets and what you did in the streets, and whatever someone did some dirt, whatever. The wise thing to do is not really tell too many people, even if they sound like they cool with you and they kicking it with you. They might smoke blunts with you or whatever, or drink liquor with you, but you got to be wise on what you say to people. I see celebrities going on DJ Vlad. I know there's some people, they like artists, they like different sets of music, and there's nothing wrong with liking the music. But this guy, this DJ Vlad fellow, you have to be very careful about what you say, even with past things that you did, because he got it on video, like a file. And you got somebody cutting the dirt or having a beef with someone on another thing. He's the type of guy that would do something like that. I heard some people had some run-ins with one another because of something that he exposed. And people have to be a better judge of character. It's the same thing if you meet somebody and let's say they get, they've been in jail and they doing some dirt, whatever. It's best not you even discuss it unless you can find someone who's a close confidant that really, really well that wouldn't say anything. Something I learned in life, you have to be quiet because some things can be held against you. And some people, they too trustworthy. You can't trust everybody. Now this guy, DJ Vlad, says something about Minister Louis Farrakhan because Minister Louis Farrakhan says some things that certain communities of people didn't like. And so basically, he disrespected him. And Mr. Louis Farrakhan has a very high influential among black people in America. I mean, they really hold him in high regards. I mean, from the prisoners to people on the streets and things, because he has a powerful influence your voice, and he's well respected, regardless of what your opinion is of him or what you believe, even if it's not even your spiritual belief. The man's Mr. Louis Farrakhan is very intelligent. He's very articulate in speech and everything. And he talks to different generations, from the young to the middle age to the old. But he know how to get their attention. And when he get their attention, he tells them the truth. And I mean, he's at a point in his life he don't have nothing to lose because he's up in age. But he can't do no harm to nobody. I mean, and like I mentioned in one video before, the Nation of Islam, they're just about revealing truth and self-preservation and helping one another. They don't get into squabbles and beefs and things like that. They're the problem solvers. and they do their own thing and have their own life, and what they do when they reveal to the public is what's going on with the government and and enlightening them on their rights and what's going on in the neighborhood and who's orchestrating certain things. And they're very informative because they seen enough, care enough. There's a part of him that care enough that he really care about the black community in his own way. Maybe some people might disagree with on that, but he really do. And to some people, he's a treasure. So when DJ Vlad did what he did, that was just a grave mistake because, that man have a high regards in majority of people in the community. And there's other people that looked like, and they had he had a nice little chat with them and they kind of ran some bad things behind him. But he's not a dictator, he's not a vicious man. Some things you may say that you might think that he's trying to implicate something, but he usually always quotes the Most High, who they call Allah, basically because they're Nation of Islam. But I learned to say it's a true when I hear some people say we have to keep things coded up, and some of us black people, and I've learned. I can say I did the same mistake. We kind of run too much information off, and you got to be just even careful among yourself, but definitely be careful about other people, and entertaining what you did, or when someone doing something sly, whether it was in the past or is in the present or about to do something. Keep it to yourself. Because, and it's really sad that people have to go and run to him because he sounds like he knows all these different black, comedians and artists and actors and thing. Majority of the people he gets is a certain segment because of the views he get on the social platform. But at what cost does it take? At what cost does it really come? Is it really worth it? The damage relationships with people because you going on somebody, exposing somebody. And I think there's certain things you have to use wisdom. And if a black person go on this platform, they need to exercise better wisdom for what they have. Because he may sound like he's your friend, but in the end, he could be your enemy. And I'm just saying, you don't know what that man's motives is. And I think, anybody who's a high profile person, they need to watch that. They need to shut it down. And if you go on there, don't give him no deep intels. If you got a private life or you had a private life and you did a little dirt, or don't tell him everything. Don't do that. Sometimes I like the way the one guy, Grandmaster J do, and they question him, he'll answer certain questions, but he'll let them know if it's offensive or not. If it's something like he won't answer, he'll straight tell you, I'm not going to answer that question. And you have to be kind of like direct with people, especially when they're getting something, when they're trying to nitpick out of you and trying to nitpick things to get you rebel what you say, what you think about this celebrity over here, and it could be another black person. Just keep it in your inner circle. And if I was, that's what I would do. Or certain people that you could trust. And if you just walk that they ain't gonna go back and cause no rift and no beef. Because it exposing somebody can get you hurt in some cases. I'm just keeping it real. It can get you in the world of trouble. So I just thought I'd make a video discussing this. And And if anybody, you have to watch that because he could be making you look like like you some kind of criminal or something. You got some criminal element. I mean, you got to question people's motives because you might think it's something really simple and because you didn't knew his hot thing on social media or regular media, but you got to question what is this person's motive. And to many people in the black community, and I can see this, that you reveal a little bit too much. Certain things you need to keep in your close-knit circle. And even if you're a celebrity, whether you're a basketball, football player, or someone with some highly gifted talent in entertainment, whether they're a comedian, actor, those people just need to keep certain things to themselves. And if you do, use wisdom, what you let out about your past. Don't let them, if they try to pick at you, did you get arrested for this? Or they start asking them real, what I call incriminating questions. If something feel like in your, what some people call their gut, don't, kind of thwart the question and just say, kind of play dumb. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm serious because that's what some people do. They would destroy, and you wonder, next thing you know, you're wondering why somebody got you up in the court case somewhere and they didn't pull out some kind of file on you. And that would be my best advice. So you have to be very leery about that. And who you go in interview with, have a good personal relationship that you know this person hand to hand. But that DJ Vlad, if I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. He seemed like he's a shyster. He would do you in. And and I see certain celebrities going on there, and they're just spilling the beans about it. Even some people has made their name in social media. They're just spilling all kind of their personal beef with somebody on the other side of social media, and it could be someone black. And there was a case where it was about 3 or 4 years ago where Tariq Nasheed and Tommy Sayok got into it. But it might have been DJ Vlad that sparked that. They almost got into a fist fight. And some people liked it because they do that for ratings. Don't let people do that to you like that. It was something that, even if they didn't really agree with certain things, but some people, it could have been nasty. But I don't think that they, you have to be leery about people like that. And even though Tariq Nasheed and Tommy Sotomayor are the hottest things on YouTube, but I have to question the motive. Why did DJ Vlad, knowing this, did that? I have to question that. And it's the truth. What was the motive behind that? And even certain, you never know. It might be certain rappers that might be get set up and go thrown in jail and prison because sign someone like a DJ Vlad. You don't know, but you just spilling and spilling and spilling it. You don't know what. I wouldn't doubt it if he's that kind of person. Like I said, you have to be wise, and whether you are a popular person on social media, or a popular person on regular media, regular TV, or a celebrity, or anybody with influence, you have a track following. My advice would be very, very selective what you say to him, because there was even one guy was interviewing. There was a white guy telling what his motives was. He just come out and just said it, and he got close to him and started revealing something. It's on. I forgot. It's somewhere, but you type in this associate knew who DJ Vlad was, and he was supposed to really get down to the nitty gritty about what he's really about. So my advice to you is basically when you an individual like that in the hip hop community, in the urban community, watch what you say, because whatever you say can be held against you. And sometimes when some of us, you know what I mean? If it's one thing, if your close friend and family or someone you know that ain't gonna snitch on you or go and run and tell other people what your past was and what you know someone doing something now, that would be the best advice. Watch what you say, because you may you don't end up going to jail and prison over some bull crap because of somebody like that. They can cost you your freedom, and they can be smiling up in your face. And not everybody is down with black people like you think they is. Not everybody's down. If anything, they probably don't like you because you're more popular than them and got more fans if you're a black person than is DJ Vlad. He's just trying to make his way doing the come up. But he goes after certain ones who's the hottest rappers and musicians and things like that. They just spilling the beans about certain things, about certain individuals or about individuals that they close to. And that's true, sometimes, and I learned this from my own personal life, sometimes even God himself will want you to keep certain things to yourself. Because you don't know the nature of people who you're telling this to. You have to be wise. When to divulge something, when not to let something go. Because you just don't know. Some people, if you ever say something, you was thinking about an idea, and somebody went and took your idea, and they made money off of it, that can happen. That's why I say you have to really test the spirit of the individual who's around you. But if you let someone go and you lay out a blueprint plan on how you're going to do it, somebody might do you like that. They just come along and take your idea. Next thing you know, ain't this a son of a gun? And won't even give you credit. But they stole their idea, and now they making money. And it should be your idea, and you need to be making money. And I think that's the principle with the rule. I think that's the same principle that how some rich people get rich. They don't tell everybody what they do. They don't tell all their secrets, and they probably very limited until, even if they get well into their success, they're very limited because, unless they about ready to leave the world or die off this planet, they could drop something. But as long as in their land of the living, they ain't gonna reveal how they gonna make money, or doing it the legal way, or in some cases the illegal way. Because if they do it illegal way, you got some bigger things coming at you. So we all have to be very wise. And I think the people that go on those platforms, you have to be very wise of what you divulge. The well-known radio stations and stuff, and just be careful. If they ask you something, be very watch the words and watch the things that you say, because they got to record it somewhere. And someone say, yeah, we got it. They got it taped and recorded of you saying that you was with someone when he went and bought weed around the corner or something like that. Like, and oh really? What? See that this wasn't. Next thing you know, you have some DEA knocking at your door. Say, what the hell? You're being arrested for tax violation. Like, what the? I'm just saying. And just by running off at the mouth. So I said, but if you are doing something illegal, watch who you tell your stuff to. And you definitely don't want to tell someone like DJ Vlad. You definitely want to do. If you doing something on the side, you want celebrities or pre-celebrities, keep that in your inner circle. Don't tell everybody what you do. And I learned this: don't tell everybody what you do. If you did some time, whatever, you don't have to tell everybody to go in detail. what you did. They don't have to know, because some people, they hear that, they can judge you. You've been locked up or something like that. But get around people that you know that you can, that won't say nothing. And and I had a habit sometimes, letting certain information, and it was sometimes it could have been the wrong time and the wrong season. And then later on, I kind of slept up and told somebody what I said. They got upset at me. And so I'm not gonna take you. You can't keep your mouth shut. I can't tell you something. You can't be trusted. You can ruin friendships like that too, and relationships like that, because you open up your mouth. You do more damage than you do more. This is something that I learned, that you just can't tell everybody what you do, and don't tell on something. There's something that I know people have done, and there's certain things I just put it away. There's some things that I knew about. For example, my mother don't know about my stepfather's side of the family. Certain individuals that I know that they did some low, crazy, turned down, rotten stuff that I never told her. And this is my own mother, and usually, and there's certain things that I haven't told my other friends, and there might be some stuff they haven't told me. They don't feel to divulge, because you have to be wise. And that only you and the Most High God know, and that's it. Whatever you do in the dark, you and the Most High know, and then leave it at that. But when people go out there and open up their mouth, you open up a can of too much TMI, too much information, and too much information someone get on you can be very, very deadly, and it can cost you something, friendships or anything, financial hardships. You never know, so you have to be wise of what you say. But getting back to what he said about Farrakhan, to show me he don't care. He don't care with anybody, and knowing that they have a solid relationship with this man in the black community. Majority of people do. They respect him, and because he's an elder now and things, and he's pretty, to some people he's like a leader. So why would you tax someone's leader? And they don't sound like he don't use no wisdom. He didn't, and some people, he don't care who he offend. So and there's a couple of individuals that got upset because he put them in the spot that he's supposed to be friends with that were black. Then coming back to him, like, hey man, why you don't throw me up under the bus? I'm just saying, you have to be very, very wise. Sometimes, like I said, it's good to keep those celebrities need to keep things in inner circle. Whatever you do, and be selective who you do stuff with. And hopefully somebody won't turn their back on you for a few $1,000 or whatever, and help someone like this DJ Vlad guy get rich off of someone else's personal life. Some people's personal life should be just personal. That's it. Whatever they did in the bedroom, whatever they did on their own time, should be just that's it between them. If they took it to the grave, if they left this world. It's like it was certain things that people just went back and told about Whitney Houston. It's like, okay, Whitney Houston's gone. Why are you digging stuff up her grave, or some rapper like Tupac or somebody? Why are you digging up stuff? What he did? Oh, he did, and then he go digging some dirt. Someone digs some dirt up on somebody. You got some idiot that's telling him what he did. Well, plus probably whatever. Let's say I'm just using that example. If Tupac did something like that, that was something personal. That should he leave it where he's at. What benefit? What gain do you do that? Talk about some celebrity business on who slept with who and who's in the closet, who's out of the closet. Why is that important after they didn't left this world? I never could figure that out. whatever's going on in their personal business. Were you trying to destroy their legacy or what? I mean, what game would people do that? Just to make a few dollars and write a book or something? It's not right, you know. Some things should be left. And some people, and what about their family members? What about their closest friends and family who they love very dearly, and they see someone writing some article or something like that? You don't think it affect them and make them angry because someone couldn't keep a secret? Just all for that's what I say. You have to even. It goes to show you who you are to be friends with. They don't have to keep their mouth shut. There's certain information you gotta take. It's almost like you gotta take to your grave because you can't trust people with everything. People are just willing to sell you down the drain. They really did to crucify you and sell you down the drain. And clearly, that's what this man is doing in the black community. He sell the black people. That more black people don't even know it. That he's taking you down the drain. The black celebrities, the rappers, the ex-rappers, the musicians, the artists, whatever. DJ Vlad is selling you down the drain for views and prosperity off of you. Again, that's another form of how they get prosperity off the disparity of black people. They use their dysfunction against them. They use their beefs against them. Male versus female against them. I'm just being honest. And see, I know Minister Louis Farrakhan, he's a wise man. He would probably call that mess out. And say, hey, call you what you really is. That you're a devil. Because that's what a devil does, is instigate. It's the greatest instigator. Just to sit back and enjoy. There's some people that do that they get their rocks off doing that. And you find later on that person really didn't say that. This was some mixed information. Someone did say that, and somebody end up hurt or almost getting killed because of someone's false rumors. Again, we have to be wise of what you release. But if anybody is a known YouTuber, and you're an artist or you're a musician or actor or something like that, do you see someone like DJ Vlad? Stay clear from him, I'm telling you. You're an African American, stay clear from him, I'm telling you, man. Stay clear from him. And you got some shady past, don't tell that man your business. I'm trying to tell you. You try to get it out of you, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Because you'll be sorry. You'll be sorry. There's some feds at your door or something like that. And that's how some people get set up and they end up going to court, going to prison behind some stupid stuff. Some stuff that need to be left in the closet and stay in the closet. You know, it's just the wise thing to do that. Because some people ain't for your best interest, and they want to be down, they want to be laced with the hip hop and things, and some people love black people's dysfunctionality. They get them hyper mad, hypersensitive, and they sit back and say, "Oh, this get ratings." You got two people might be ready to kill each other just to get ratings. I mean, that's what kind of society we living in. They want to get some ratings. So I would tell them brothers, man, and women, don't do it. Don't watch what you say, because they may sound like the hip and cool and everything. And they might try to get you a little down there. Come on, man, what you do? Because I do a little weed and do a little this, a little that. Next thing you know, they got you confessing to something that you didn't even do. And they might they probably will go and smoke a blunt and just try to get you to loosen down your guard. That you just saying it, and you be so high, whatever you on, or drunk or whatever you on, you say any old thing. Oh, really? Yeah, man. I had 10 pounds of weed in the closet, something like. And a person like him would do something like that. I'm just being honest. Oh, he had 10 pounds of weed. get some more information out. I'm telling you, just to be down with your culture. Next thing you know, you got somebody had somebody doing sticking out your home. I'm just saying, man. You know, so you have to use discretion. And like I said, if you're doing some low street stuff, low underhand stuff, keep that to yourself. Don't don't tell everybody what you do. I learned that. Do not tell everybody what you do, because most people don't have your best interest. They really don't. They might be jealous at you, and he'll use someone who's jealous and envious at you to take you down, that look like you. That's the type of guy he is. And sit back and laugh at it, because it's what he caused. I'm just saying, think about it. And some people gotta be wise not to go and just open up everything to someone, an individual like that. Because it might be a situation where they might be setting you up for it to get prosecuted over some stuff that with the very words that you say, you might be getting prosecuted over, and they throw you in federal prison, jail. I mean, it's messed up, but people do stuff like that to gain notoriety, or almost get you killed. So I'm saying is just, as a people, you gotta be smart. And like I said, I've learned from my own mistakes too. Sometimes I learned, just don't tell everybody. Don't tell everybody what you're doing. I mean, because, and then if you have a plan, this is what I learned too. If you have a mission and a goal, keep it to yourself. To prosper somebody, then wait till they you need to get done with it and wait till it go on through. But some people do that. But that was wrong what he said about Minister Louis Farrakhan. That man never, Mr. Louis Farrakhan never had anybody say, go out there and attack those Jews, or go out there and attack those white people, or go out there and attack them gays. He never said anything like that. He never said anything. If anything, he was exposing the corruption of how some people who happen to be in the Jewish faith, because of their relatives. The Jew really, it's not. That's why I said I can't read. It's weird how you say that when people say Jews or Muslims, like there's not a race. It's part of it's like Christians. Are you like calling me a Christian or Hebrew? It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, how can you acquainted with this spiritual? I don't know. But overall, it's just someone's spiritual system. They just happen to call themselves that. But Mr. Louis Farrakhan, he's not anti-Semite. When I seen pictures of him in the past posing with Jewish people, Jewish leaders, so how's he an anti-Semite? He just don't. He like to tell you about the ones that just, like anybody else, that if they corrupt. Has nothing to do with it. And let people know, hey, some of these people are corrupt. You need to know about that. And he come across some corrupt people that were very, very corrupt. And that's what it was. It wasn't people being anti-Semite. It's like, now if he was anti-Semite, I mean, have he said some things in the past? But they said some things about him that they wanted his head. They wanted him and wish death on him. It's mutual. He said, I never called the death on them. And I've heard all his speeches, and he never said something about attacking Jewish people, white people. You know, he basically talk about the government and what the government's doing. That's all. He's letting you know what the politics and the government of the U.S. is doing, but I don't see him particularly going after someone's religion or attacking someone of that religious faith. Some people, even some white people, that like because he's truthful with what the U.S. government have done, and everybody. He's not the only one. There's people for all races that see what the U.S. government have done. But just because he tells someone to tell the truth and information that he gathered and met with other leaders and people like that. So, I mean, someone who's, my definition, somebody who's, if you want to say anti-Semite, like, you know, hate them and beat them down and cause violence on them, or firebomb their house or something, or doing something like that. Now, you provoking someone to violence, then I can understand, you know, so they shut your video down and you particularly, you know, threaten to shoot somebody and blow their house up, or harm to their family and anybody else, then yeah, you made it a threat, a physical of a threat. But I have never seen no one in the Nation of Islam make a threat. And I'm not a member of the Nation of Islam. I'm not a member of it. I never really subscribed to the papers, but for what I see and for what the few videos that I saw, is and what they really talk about, self-preservation. That the black man, black woman, and child be self-preservation. That was like, that's it, you know? Ain't about, you know, let's just be separate and help self-preservation. Love on one another. I'm like, that's not hating another group of people. Self-preservation, most people do that anyway. So I don't know why would DJ Vlad call him a terrorist or whatever he said about Louis Farrakhan, because he never said anything about attacking anybody's faith, someone's synagogue or temple or church. He never talked about that. If he did, he talked about the people who was doing evil, who was in that faith, who do evil things to different people, and he's exposed what these individuals done, who was raised up in that faith. This is what the evilness that they done to other people. But he didn't go around and say, "Oh, these people are the same way." No, these individual characters are the same way. So, and I watched him and I listened to his tape and video just to see what. That's why it's good to listen to somebody out and see where they're coming from before you make an assessment and judge somebody and say, well, they this or they that. Well, at least hear them out and figure out why did they say that, and then do some fact checking and see what they're saying is true, and do some research to see what they're saying is true. If someone have a solid thing, if they speaking truth, is it considered hatred? Because they want to form somebody or something? When they see that the majority of the people is the underdog and is a 1% is the upper class, he would have got on his own black people that were part of the elite. He get on them just as well. I have seen him go at his own black people like that, who's part of that elite, that just go along to get along. He exposed their nature. So this is what I've seen him, because I've seen that it was at it was some kind of gathering about, I think it was about 10, 11 years ago. It was Tyler Smiley, and it was like him, and it was Jesse Jackson, and a few other well-known Cornel West, and was sitting around, and he called some of the leadership out, and this had nothing to do with no other group of people but his own. Say, hey, this is what you're lacking, this is what you're not doing, and this is the problem, and this is what you need to do, and this is what the government is doing, and you allowing this stuff to happen, you're not speaking up on it. This is what he said. No, any time I heard him say anything against any group of people, he even welcomed the LGBT people who are in LGBT. He don't say anything bad about them. Nope. No homophobic, no Christian phobic, no Islamic phobic to others, people in Islam. He don't say nothing. So it's like, okay, how is he spreading hatred? He ain't saying go out and attack somebody. So where does this DJ Vlad get back to him? Where you haven't really sit down and talk with this man? And there's some of the things that he said, he backed it up. It is people in the Nation of Islam, they backed it up somehow. They put it in a book. They do their research. They go and they research it like I don't know what. So they like the history of America and how the way this government set up, who owned what owned what was responsible for past slavery and things like that. Information is like most people don't know from all walks of life. So I don't even see what's the point, but it's like because I think the people who do scandalous stuff towards black people individually, and they want to see them in misery. In misery to make them happy, they're fine with that. If they go and beat each other, shoot each other, they're fine with that. It's entertainment. They want to ride against one another, to play the referee against one versus the other. They'll ride with that. And that's, to me, a person like a DJ Vlad, that's what he do. That's what you call it, an instigator. Just to see something to get ratings. Don't care that friendships or people, but relationships or future relationship was busted up because of something he might have said. Just an instigator. Had nothing to do with his background, of his faith background, or his parents' background. He's just an individual. And people just, and he takes it and he just gets his rocks off of it. And I've seen other people did research on him, some background on him. I mean, it was like, wow, this one brother, he did a background on him. He found out where he went to school, where his beginning, where he come from, how he started, and everything. I mean, it was some interesting stuff. So, you just have to be wise. So if any celebrity, if you're friends with celebrities, whether it's a rapper or any artist out in New York or any places, man, tell them be careful just be careful, man. Because some people, they might try to find a way to take you down. They might take you down with your own precept and words because they're jealous at you. Because they never find a way to have anything talent. And so the young youth or the rappers or whatever, you have to make that money. But again, it comes down to talent. But it's something how some people with talent, who have no talent, will use them to raise they set to a popular status to get rich off of them, off their misery. And this was the same thing that been done to black people for centuries. Exploit them, make a mockery of them, get rich off of them. But some people do that. And it's sad enough there are some black people that don't really use their discernment to see it. That's the truth. But don't let them drive you like that. Just be careful who you talk to. And I've seen a lot of well-known social people on media. They'll go and interview them. Only that he's doing it exposing your weak points. Because you're the hottest thing on YouTube. And you're in the African American Black Twitter section of Facebook or YouTube or Man, trying to tell you, some people use stuff and we play right, and you have people that play right into it. Only thing they're like, man, they gonna dig up some stuff on you, like the whole doggone, and it's going out there to all the whole world. You know, with the social media, they go all over the world, and they sit back and they're getting their rocks off, while your personal life take a hit. So, my advice to them, if you're a well-known coming up artist, a celebrity, whether it's through social media, when it comes to people like DJ Vlad, I'm telling you, you're African American or any other person, watch what you do. Don't let too much of your personal life out. And if you've done some crazy stuff, don't tell them, don't go into detail. Just, yeah, I did a few things, and just kind of water it down, but direct it. But don't let them get too personal to you. Because it's like, and they got you on camera. So you on camera witness. That's almost like the same thing what the police do when they want to talk to a suspect. They got them on video camera. They convince them, well, where was you at doing the crime? Well, yeah, we was. What was you doing? Was you at the house? Blah 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 blah. And they put you in to lower your guard. So the grand jury and the judge see that, and they boom, you convicted because your own words, and they videotape it. That's how it goes. So you have to be very, very wise. So if you are up and coming, well-known person on YouTube or Facebook or IG, one of them platforms, and you African American, you see a DJ Vlad coming at you, I'm trying to tell you, watch what you say. Watch what you say. And you popping and stuff like that because he's being exposed. And unfortunately, some people he been up under helped him, and unfortunately, there have been some black people that helped him get up to that part, so they got exposed too, and he used their weakness against them. And you just have to be very, very wise. Like I said, I learned my lessons. Sometimes the lessons that you learn is that zip your lip. This time you gotta zip your lip. And whatever, like I said, you done anything dirty in your past or anything, don't tell everybody. If you've been locked up or something, or knowing someone doing some current dirt, don't put it on social media. Especially if you're a well-known celebrity, don't put your dirt out there on social media. They got a record of it. Don't let someone record you, because that could be held against you. Think about it. And that's the way they nab people these days with their own words. Bam, they get fired off the job. Bam, they go to jail. In some cases, they go to prison. Go to jail, go to prison. So you have to be wise of what you tell people and what is the motive. And I learned this. Sometimes we can let our guard down, but sometimes I learned that putting your discernment. What is this person? And like I said, some people call it. I call it God telling me. Some people call it their gut or they whatever telling them. If you don't feel something ain't right, some probably telling you this, or something, or maybe in my case it's God can tell you, shh, zip, quiet, because some person, and you might not understand, and don't get offended if someone do, because they could be saving your life, saving you your freedom, because the very words that you say. Yeah, man. And anybody, particularly in any community, particularly the black community, they all of a sudden they're trying to find some way to. It's almost like you like the Midas touch, and they're trying to rub against you so they can get rich off you. And that's what black people have been, like the Midas touch to some of these other people, these individuals. You know, get rich off the misery of black people, dysfunctionality of black people. That's the truth. You can look at some of your talk shows, and then the ratings go up. Do something dysfunctional. You see reality TV, the ratings go up. We got to cause some kinds of chaos. Okay, we need a little chaos scene. Tell us something about. Tell him that you slept with his best friend. What? And next thing you know, now we need to orchestrate you pushing each other and having to fight. What? So and it's like, and they do that, and their ratings go up. But that's what people like DJ Vlad and people like that do. What? And they sit back and yeah, man, he was saying that your old lady, came over to this place last night, and so and so. So next thing you know, you got two celebrities fighting because someone claimed that they had an affair with somebody. And they kind of find it wasn't true. You have to watch people like that, and they always get rich off of black people. I mean, you have people like, I hate to say it, Jerry Springer and Maury Povich and different individuals. They are billionaires of a dysfunction. And black people are one of the people who are low working class people that get reality talk shows, millions and millions of viewers and millions of dollars in their pocket. Because some people, they don't do anything to help solve the problem, whatever the problem was that caused you fallout between your friends or your spouse, or whatever you done. They just love it. They get that's how they got famous. Look, and Mr. Farrakhan, he'll point all that out to you. That's why he tried to talk to you, try to tell you, pull you off, and he don't put you on screen and put you on video and to tell you the truth. Say, hey, bro, young blood, hey sis, you gotta watch that, because it's one thing that he can take it. He's used over the years taking it, but someone like you, you trying to come up and have a clean record. He's seen some injustice and how the way people use the system against them, and see how people get rich off their misery. So if he's a hater for that, what if exposing someone telling you, hey, will you want someone to tell you the truth if someone was about to stab you in the back? They're saying this is what they plan and plot and plan on you, and you see the signs how they're plotting and planning on you. Would you want to let someone know? But someone like DJ Vlad, he don't think much about it, because at the end of the day, it keep him in a certain lifestyle, while your reputation is destroyed in some form or fashion. And I strongly say this: for celebrities, got to watch the well-known people. Watch what you say on there. Don't let him do that to you. Don't let any of those people like that do that to you. And that's why I said, learn the cue from Grandmaster Jay. He's an expert at the media. He know how to. He'll think about what he's saying, and he'll jump in their ass if they take something out of line too. And then he'll use something. If they don't, he'll probably use some legal measure. That's what I kind of like about him, man. In that sense that people be interviewing him, whatever, and he just put the scare of God in them, so to speak. Let them know. Talk to them rough. Because some people, they'll take something what he said, and that's what they do. He said, okay, I'm going to get you the next time you interview me. One of your newspapers or articles want to interview me about, in fact. And he choose him a new ass. And that, if another reporter, who you from? You was the one that did that. Let me tell you something. And I don't blame him, because some people, hey, I understand why he get like that, especially when he's about to go on the platform and make history. And they try to figure out some way to make him look like he's psychotic or do some other stuff like that. That's how people do. That's how people, they're dirty like that. that media is a dirty son of a gun. They're not going. Not too many people going to do a fair assessment, especially when they want to get ratings and things like that. Yeah. So I'm just giving to advice to the people out there. You know, watch who you, if you're a well-known celebrity or social media, regular media, upcoming star, they got a lot of fans, a lot of support. My advice is you see a DJ Vlad or some individual like that coming, watch what you say. You don't let them get too personal in your personal life. Let them know just a little bit. Don't let them know. Don't let them know. Like, yeah, you know, whatever. Something really personal. And hopefully, you did something that you would want your own mother than them to know. So that's the best advice. Because some people would do that. They'll use your own words, and if you do go in an interview, that they have a good reputation not to at least slander your name, at least respectful to even the person that's interviewing you. That they're not going to do it just to. It's going to be truthfully honest with your words. They ain't going to take and edit it and say this and say that. And they're like, I didn't say it like that. What are you talking about? And because they do so many things, how they edit with material. So I hope people take advice. Whoever, if they're up and coming celebrity, whatever, take my advice. Zip it. And sometimes don't get too personal with these people. Don't get too personal. I don't care if they cool and they're saying, yeah, I know so-and-so back there. That's nice. You know, everybody like a different brand of music from a different culture. You know? And that's what they did. They too. Yeah, I mean, he probably tell me that he smoked weed with with one of the Puffy Combs and something like that, just to glory you know what I mean, just to say something like that, and probably you never know, just to get somebody, yeah, tell me about Puffy Combs, yeah, don't do that. I'm just using that as an example. This is what kind of individual would do that. To try to lower your expectation. So you know anybody that's next to any of these social media well-known platform people or celebrities, you're friends with them, tell them be careful with this dude. I'm telling you, be careful. Code it up, as they say. Time to code up in 2020 going into 2021. Time for some black people to code up, because they'll find anything right now to try to use you against the court of law, because they don't like your success, they don't like your following, they don't like you got millions of fans or thousands of fans. People do that, and if they have to use someone that get in the same mode to get them mad at you, that someone that look like and get you jealous at you, so they could, yeah, can you somehow can break him down, take down his guard or her guard. Think about it. So I hope someone will hear this video and take the even advice. Watch what you say. If you're well known, remember, whatever you put on video can be held against you. And if people put on a major platform, and they gotta do is go to that major platform and pick it up, have someone knocking at your door. Oh, you owe the IRS did this. No, I ain't say that. Well, we get you on video saying that you owe the IRS $120 million. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using that as an example. But people would, I'm telling you. Someone says somebody might be taking note. Oh, really? Let me do an investigation on it. Telling you. Zip it. So I hope you guys have a good night out there. I know it's kind of long, but I hope it would reach somebody and teach somebody at the same time. You all take care, and so we hope to upload this soon in the future. You be blessed, and be careful, stay positive, and be aware who's your enemies around you.